Wait, just a minute. If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, it's cost 1.3 billion at the moment. Fingers crossed that the second opening weekend's 2 billion. But wait, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, click off this video and watch my other weird videos on my channel, because this is a spoiler alert. Of course, many things Avengers Endgame. So do not go on this video. Alright? So let's begin. So Avengers Endgame. Directed by the brilliant Russo brothers, of course, starring many of the cast, starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Brie Larson, Brie Larson, Donald Cheadle, and many of the cast. Josh Brolin, of course, as well. Gillan, Bradley Cooper. Paul Rudd. All of the cast in that film. So basically, Avengers Endgame is set 3 weeks after the snap, and everyone's still distraught from the snap of people fading away and all that, and then they kill, the Avengers team find Nebula, tells Brie, Captain Marvel, saves Tony and Nebula from space, of course, and then they find, and then Rocket says, "Hands up who hasn't been in space." And he says, "Don't throw up my ship," which was funny, which was a funny scene. Yeah, there was a lot of humour in this film, and so after that they find Thanos, and then boom, he tells a wonderful speech Josh Brolin does as Thanos, and then boom, Thor finally chops off his head, and the Avengers says, "What did you do?" And Thor says, "I chop off his head. I aim for his head." I was like, oh shit. And then goes 5 years later after the snap, and trying to Black Widow asks Captain Marvel, Oleski, Donna Cheadle, what's been happening around the world, and of course Captain Marvel, Rhodey, about Clint, where he's been all this time, and and then they form the Avengers again, once again, of course. 5 years later, of course, they Pepper Potts and Tony had a kid, have a kid, and they bring back, and they're trying to form the team again, and they do. And of course, Hulk, Bruce, Mark Ruffalo is Professor Hulk, which was good. Yes. And they go to New Asgard, and you have Valkyrie, of course. Yes. You have Depressing Hulk, Depressing Thor, all fat and that, which I really enjoyed. Which that was my favourite. Which I finally enjoyed that bit, where they counted them and for what happened 5 years later with Thor, of still mourning over what happened of the snap, and you see Korg, which is like, yes, Korg survived. Oh my god, Korg from Thor Ragnarok. And and then you see Hawkeye, that and then they discover. Well, Tony discovers fixes time travel, and yeah, and they're on the mission of the time heist to fix everything. 2012, 2013, 2014, boom, and then one thing. They got all the stuff. Well, basically, they failed. One failed. Tony. Yeah, Tony. Professor Hulk. Boom, boom. Yeah, Professor Hulk. Scott. Yeah, Scotland. Yeah, failed the mission, and Loki escapes. 2012, Loki escapes with the Tesseract. Boom, that failed. And then, yeah, Nebula and Rhodes go to 2014, of course, where Star-Lord Quill gets the stone. Well, the one of the stones. Well, when gets one of the stones, and you see the other reference where Quill sings and it's like, ha ha. Yeah, knew it. Yeah. Oh, Quill, don't sing properly. Of course. Yeah. Doesn't, no. But anyway, and then they find out that other Nebula, 2014 Nebula, gets a signal. Well, past Nebula gets a signal from future Nebula. I was like, oh shit, and it all goes fucked up the plan. Yep. Oh yeah, it does. So yeah, past Thanos goes to present. Well, doesn't go to present yet. So past Nebula becomes present Nebula, and then yeah, it all goes from there. Final war, boom, bash, boom, bash, boom, and yeah, and Captain America gets defeated. Tony gets defeated, and then well, and of course after that, the whole Thanos army comes. I thought Steve Rogers was going to fight by himself, but it all comes to this. The created their own gauntlet, of course. Bruce / Professor Hulk brought everyone back, but not Black Widow. So basically, oh yeah, Black Widow. Basically, Clint and Natasha went back to get the Soul Stone, and yeah, everything happened there. So there was a sacrifice, so they had to choose. They were fighting over it. Clint was going to die. Well, Clint was going to sacrifice himself, but boom, the saddest death. Yeah, Natasha dies and sacrifices herself for the Soul Stone. And yeah, you see Red go, of course. Yeah, again, so I'm glad. So, and then the final battle happens. After all that time, whoopity thing, Clint comes back on his own, and Professor Bruce / Professor Hulk comes back and says, "Where's Natasha?" That was before they created the gauntlet. And yeah, so the battle happens with everyone freaking from the past movies, past Marvel movies, and the ones who got dusted come together. Boom! Captain America lifts his Thor's hammer. Oosh! And then when Captain America, Steve Rogers, gets the Thor's hammer and says, "Avengers, assemble." I was like, yes! Bam! Boy! And the final battle happens between Thanos, the Avengers, and yeah, Aaron is racing against time to get the new gauntlet to Tony, and yeah, and then Captain Marvel comes again to help them. I was like, where she has been all this time in that movie, disappeared again from the beginning and start and the 5 years later. Fam. And then yeah, all that happens, and of course, and it was the right time. Thanos versus Tony, and Doctor Strange looks at Tony and says, and then that happens, and of course Tony says, I am Iron Man. Evaporates Thanos and his army. Tony sacrificed himself. Final moments of Tony with Pepper, Rhodes, Peter, of course, Peter Parker. Shit, man. I cried, really cried, all across 22 films. That happens, and it was the end of Tony's story. And you see of Tony's funeral with all the Avengers, Tyson's character. You see Nick Fury and Mary Hill as well, and then you see a message, "Love you 3000" from Tony for his daughter Morgan, which was very sad. Indeed. And after that, Captain America goes back in time to get all. Oh yeah, when they'll get the Tesseract by in 1970s. Final moment, touching moment with his dad again of Tony. I was like, oh, when they got the Tesseract from the 1970s, and of course Steve Rogers as well. So Peggy again, and of course while he Professor Hulk, Bruce Banner sends him back, trying to send him back, but he didn't come back, and he spent his life, and you see older Steve Rogers on the seat, and he spent his life in the 40s. Drifted to the 70s, and spent the time and got married to Peggy Carter, which was a lovely ending for Captain America as well, and gave the shield to Sam Wilson, the Falcon. I was like, fam. And yeah, that was it. The end of an era. I would like to say thank you to the Russo brothers for creating a masterpiece, emotional piece, and fantastic of the cross of 22 films. I'd like to thank Kevin Feige, the original 6, Chris Hemsworth. Oh yeah, Chris Hemsworth went to with Guardians of the Galaxy and gave the crown to Valkyrie as the queen to Asgard. So yeah, that was funny. 4. I would like to thank the original cast, the original 6, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Renner. Thank you for being part of my life for the 10-11 years of brilliant Marvel movies. Robert Downey Jr., you started this all, and thank you for being Iron Man. Thank you for being a brilliant performer of these films. Chris Evans, thank you for being a brilliant performer. Scarlett Johansson, and everyone who've created this film. Josh Brolin, the cast, crew, visual effects, the directors, Russo brothers, and the writers, and everyone who've made this film happen. It's been a hell of a ride, end of the era, and I can't wait what's going to happen next for the next phase of Spider-Man Far From Home. Can't wait for that. But yeah, thank you so much for creating a beautiful universe of great characters. And yeah, good luck, Robert Downey Jr., for more fantastic movies in the future of your acting career. And I'm going to miss you as Iron Man. Hopefully you come back in the future, you never know. But yeah, thank you, Robert Downey Jr., for being Iron Man. And you started for this. And thank you, Chris Evans, as well, for being Captain America. Yeah. Thank you. So, I'm going to give Endgame, Avengers Endgame, 9.7 out of 10 and 5 stars, because this was a perfect way to end an era of the Infinity Saga, and it's been amazing, and it's been fantastic. Amazing performance from everyone in this film, amazing performance from Robert Downey Jr., and thank you for everything, for being Iron Man. It's been amazing. Thank you for enjoying my spoiler review, guys. And yeah, we are Iron Man. Fantastic. It was a fantastic movie, emotional wreck. I cried 8 times. Don't laugh, guys. I cried 8 times because I'm a true fan of Marvel Cinematic Universe. And see you soon. Coming up next is my Game of Thrones review. Bye.